Alright guys, so today we're going to be learning how to count cards playing blackjack. We have Maddie, who's going to be our blackjack player. I'm going to be the card counter at the table, and Nikki is going to be our dealer. So to count cards, there are 4 basic steps. The first step is to assign each card a value. So our values here is 2 through 6. We're going to subtract 1 off our count. 7 through 9, we're going to do nothing to our count. And 10 through aces, we're going to add 1 to our count. The second step is going to be to keep a running count. So if the previous hand's count was at +1, you start off the new hand with a +1 count. The third step on counting cards is to try to find the true count. The true count is the running count you have, and the remaining decks left. So we're only going to be playing with 1 deck today. So that's going to just be 1. So our running count is going to be our true count. And the fourth step is to plan your bets accordingly. All right, here we go. Counts at -1. Counts at 0, counts at +1, counts at 0, counts at -1, counts at -2, counts at -1. So with a negative count with our system here, you want to bet more so on negative counts because you have a likelier shot to get those higher numbers. Counts at -2, counts at -3, counts at -4, counts at -5, counts at -4, counts at -5, counts at -6, counts at -5. Good. So right now we have a high negative count, and our true count would be -5. So it's a good betting count for us, especially with 1 deck. So this is the point where you want to throw in most of your chips. -5. Counts at -4. Counts at -5. Counts at -6. Counts at -5. Counts at -4. Counts at -3. Counts at -3 still. And right there we both won with a negative count, and that's likely going to happen when you have a negative count where it's at -5. Right now the count's at -3. Counts at -4. Counts at -4. Counts at -3. Counts at -4. Counts at -5. Counts at -6. Counts at -6 still. Counts at -6 still. Counts at -5. Counts at -5. Counts at -4. Counts at -3. Counts at -2. Counts at -1. Counts at 0. So right there we had a -5 count to start, and just like that we're back at 0, and you can see all the high cards that came up. Counts at +1. Counts at 1 still. Counts at 2. Counts at 1. Counts at 1 still. Counts at 2. So right now we don't have enough cards to play another deck, so you should always start and end on 0 when you're counting cards. So right there we had a count at 2, we have a count at 1, we have a count at 0, count at -1, count at 0, and this card should be a 7, 8, or a 9. And just like that's a 7, so we did good right there. Sweet, sweet.